Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be reacting to a video called 10 things I learned and loved since moving to Sweden. So obviously I'm guessing like this is gonna be like a lot of things like involving also like culture and also things just in general about this country. And I'm very excited because I don't think I know much about like how it is living in Sweden. I'm guessing it's cold, but I don't know if she like, can you learn to love the cold? Probably yes. Maybe that's one of those things. I don't know. But let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
Hey guys, so a little over a month ago, I uploaded a video talking about the top 10 things that I had learned in my first year in Sweden. And for the most part, I have gotten a bunch of really nice comments and a bunch of comments that were explaining certain things to me. And that's all great. Like, really appreciated all of those comments. But there were a few comments that snuck in there that for some reason thought I was complaining about 10 things in Sweden, or that I did not like living in Sweden, or that I haven't had a single positive experience since living in Sweden.
Oh my god. How negative was the video?
I don't know how that came across. And so I'm here to make a redemption video, okay? I feel like the people that left negative comments on that video are just already like, they're warming up for this one too. So I just feel like a big disclaimer needs to go here that this is just a silly video. The last video was a silly video, but if anything, those comments inspired me to make a redemption video, and that's what you're about to see here. I am going to talk about 10 things that I learned and loved since moving to Sweden. And just like the last video, I was trying to find things that were a little less common. I left my entire life back in the States to come here because this feels like home to me and I love the culture here and everything. But
Yeah, I think it's kind of crazy. Like, people are criticizing her apparently, but it's like, if I didn't love this and like a person was like, you haven't had a positive experience in like 1 year. It's like, if I didn't like it here, I wouldn't have moved there, right? Like, you know, I would just move somewhere else. If I dislike it so much, like, she can just move, right? So the fact that she obviously lives there, it means that she likes it. So, you know, it's like, chill.
I wanted to find those little things that really make it extra special. So I hope you guys enjoy this list, and let's get into it.
Bank ID? What?
So the first thing on my list is Bank ID. For those who are outside of Sweden, this is essentially like an app that you can use to verify your identity. I was completely new to Bank ID, and since having one, it's made things so much easier, and I really do feel like things are more secure because of it. Some things that you use Bank ID for would be to like log into your bank account, either on your phone or on the computer. You can log on to like government websites anytime that you're trying to maybe make an online purchase.
Wait, hold on. This is crazy because it's like, okay, banks are private. So, but also like you can do like government things, like, I don't know, pay your taxes or something. Or like, I don't know, like renewing your ID or your passport. But you can do that with the same account, which I don't really know if it's a card, it's a number, it's a thing. But like you can use it like interchangeably for like all the bank accounts you have. And what happens, like you have different like bank accounts in different banks, but like you use the same one? That's so weird. I've never heard of that.
It'll ask you to verify that it is you by using Bank ID. I feel like in the States, if you were to make like an online purchase, you know, if you have the credit card and if you know the address associated with the card, I kind of feel like that's the extent of verifying that the right person is using that card. So yeah, Bank ID is something I've actually really liked since moving here.
I would have liked it too. Oh, the coffee. Did you do like coffee before?
Number 2 is coffee. Not just that they have amazing coffee, like, yes, but specifically the coffee is so cheap here.
Would love to try Swedish coffee. I don't think I've ever had it.
Here, you're able to buy coffee, good coffee, between maybe like 30 and 50 crowns per bag. That is just crazy to me because in this...
That's just like 1 cup. Well, not usually, but sometimes that's just like one cup of coffee.
States, a bag of coffee, if you're talking about the good stuff, it's
yeah,
going to cost
expensive.
starting around $6
Yeah.
up to $10 a bag. I would say that's pretty common. Again, this is all my own experience. I don't know where it costs in other places, but I mean, coffee is almost half the price here. And
Yeah.
then if you just wait for a sale, I mean, they're always having sales on coffee. I've
my
seen
God.
sales where you can get 3 bags for 60 crowns. Like, it's insane.
How much is that?
So that ends up being about $2 to $3 a bag. And the coffee is so good, you guys. Let me really emphasize that part, that like, this is not the cheap stuff. It's so good. Yeah.
Oh my God,
coffee.
no one have it so badly.
It's much better here compared to the States.
Not to be all like whatever, but coffee in the United States, it's not. There are obviously there are exceptions, but they're not like, it's usually not very good, right? Like coffee is not very good over there. Price include tax, yes, absolutely love this.
Prices include
Should always be like
taxes.
that.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
There's no surprises about the total at the end. And I just don't know why the States doesn't do this. And I know
neither.
this is, I think, common in other parts of Europe as well. But in the States, some things don't have tax added afterwards and some
It
things
sucks.
do. So you never really know what the total is going to be at the
more.
end.
250,000.
$250?
1,000. 250,000.
250,000?
So yeah, if you buy a $20,000 car, you still have to add another $1,400 in taxes because that
yeah.
wasn't in the price.
Yeah, and that's the point, because you never actually know, because it varies like depending on the state. So depending on like the zip code or something, like it's gonna change. It's not the same. So it's like I don't even know like how am I supposed to calculate this? I don't, just tell me how much I'm gonna have to pay and that's it. Like whatever, I don't care. Like just tell me the total amount, because I think usually like who cares if like this is in taxes and this is the actual price. I don't know. Tell me what I have to pay. Like who cares?
I don't know how much I'm paying up front. And in
Yes.
Sweden, I always do.
Love that. Oh, the taxes as well. Oh my God,
Number
this is a
4
scary
is
situation.
filing taxes. Yes,
Terrible.
you heard that right. That's something
that.
that I love here in
Yeah.
Sweden.
Why?
Because the process of filing taxes is just amazing. It's so easy, you guys. So I just filed my taxes for Sweden and the US. In Sweden, here's how that process went. I logged in using Bank ID. I confirmed a bunch of information and then I just hit submit. That was it. And so after
didn't have to
that, I was
calculate anything?
like, well, that was super easy. I should just go file my US taxes right now. And then that took several hours over the course of a couple weeks because I had to gather documents. Oh, I was missing this document and they hadn't sent it to me yet. So I had to wait for questions and you're trying to figure out which deductions you can take and which things you qualify for.
When it comes to taxes, it's like just pay someone, because like this is I don't know, this is a nightmare.
Taxpayers
To let people who make $69,000 or less file for free, no strings attached.
In the
know, like,
end, you're never
this is a
quite
disaster.
sure if you got the exact number you were supposed to, but you hope you did. If you do it wrong, you get
It's like, am I committing fraud? Who knows?
in big trouble. But Swedish taxes, they're great. No complaints.
Cool stuff. Okay.
Sweden just has the best stuff. We've got dishcloths, we've got chip clips, twisty ties for your bread, brooms and pans that are stuck together, the laundry room dryer that you can hang dry stuff.
get
We
those things
schedule a
somewhere
board
else.
outside of the laundry room because it looks super cool. The sink scraper, windows and doors that you can lock into place if you move the lever down, kitchen
Oh.
sinks where the counter is also half of the sink. There's probably a lot more.
Outdoor gyms.
Outdoor gyms. They're so cool. Oh, yeah. I've never seen one until moving here, and I love
with
the
machines?
outdoor gyms that I've found here in town.
I've seen those
You know,
before.
you get to be outside.
Yeah, because for 1 second, I've seen those before. They're typically made out of like metal or other sort of things, but it's not like an electrical machine. When she mentioned it, I was like, do they have a treadmill in the middle of a park? What happens when it's snowing or, you know, when it's raining? Like the thing's gonna malfunction. And I've seen those before.
They're free. You can get a
Yeah.
good workout,
They have, like, the
and
bars.
everybody has access to it. And I've seen a few of them
Yeah.
around. So I love that
That's
it's
incredible.
a thing here and that people actually use the outdoor gyms.
Yes. Queuing. Who loves
Number
queues?
7. In my last video, I talk about queues and how queues are used for so many things here. I got a handful of comments that asked me why I hate queues, and I was just like,
I don't like them.
I never said I hated queues. I love queues. So queues
I
made it
don't.
into this video as well. I just didn't realize that Sweden uses queues for everything. It seems like,
more
you know, and
organized.
of course I love queues. I love that they really do make things more orderly and more
Okay,
fair.
how is it faster?
And I don't know. That's what they're for, right? They just add
Yeah.
more order and fairness into who's been
Exactly.
waiting the longest. In my last video, I was just making fun of myself because I have made the mistake multiple times of either forgetting to take a queue number or just thinking I didn't even need one because I was the only one there. So yeah, I promise you guys,
Even
I
when-
love queue.
Hold on. Even when you're the only one there, they'll make you like grab a number because that seems silly. It's like I'm the only one here. Why don't you just like why do I need a number? Just like please help me.
Okay? Queues are great.
Stroller ramps. Oh, for a stroller.
Stroller ramps on
man, I was like, what?
staircases. I'll be putting picture. I had never seen one until moving to Sweden.
Yeah,
and
this
so
seems-
I've
I don't
seen
know.
many of them in Stockholm, but I have seen a few here as well. They're really handy for strollers, and I think also if you're walking like
yeah.
a bike up and
Yeah, I was thinking about like wheelchair users, but doesn't this seem a little, I don't know, steep? I don't, maybe that's just it's the angle. I think like, oh my God, I think if I'm in a wheelchair or something, I think I'm just gonna roll over. I'm just gonna end up God knows where because this is very like, the angle is quite sharp. Like, shouldn't it be a little like, I don't know, slightly like down, but just a little bit like this because, and how am I supposed to like climb this in a wheelchair? I think that seems a lot. It's very hard. Like again, the angle is harsh.
down the stairs or something. So yeah, I think those are great and something I'd never seen until moving here in Sweden. So last year I went berry picking for the first time and
Like
it
apple
was
picking?
so fun. There are just so many different types of berries that grow here, like just out in the wild. What I realized from berry picking was that the blueberries are really fun to pick because you'd have like a little scoop thing. If you just kind of combed your way through
Oh my
the
God.
bushes, all the berries would separate and
This
then
is so
fall
practical.
down into the little canister thing.
Didn't hurt
Did I
your-
help explain
your-
it with this?
your fingers.
I love raspberries the most in terms of flavor. But picking raspberries was kind of a nightmare because I saw so many maggots. You guys, it was disgusting
Oh.
and very
I was gonna say like no, it was I was thinking because of the not the maggots or like the actual wildfire, the not the wildfire, the wildlife, but the actual because they have like thorns and like there's like the branches are like they're like hard and they like scrape your skin. So maybe I was thinking of that and not the actual like. There's animals, there are insects. I'm guessing they also have insects in Sweden, but I know maybe it's more controlled. I don't know. We'd love to know.
unfortunate. Can't blame the maggots. Raspberries are delicious, but yeah, did not have a lot of fun trying to pick raspberries. So hopefully I'll have some better luck this year. I think I was trying to pick the raspberries a little too late into the summer.
Är det bärtider nu?
Ja, men det är det. Men det är slutet utav säsongen.
And they're bad.
Okej.
And so maybe if I can pick some earlier, the maggots won't get to them
Eat it.
first. We're talking about maggots in this video.
It's a fight between you and the maggots.
I still don't like shoehorns.
great at gas. What is that?
And number 10 is fredagsmys, which I think I'm saying that right.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if that actually translates directly in English.
Friday coziness.
Basically, it refers to, a Friday night, and instead of going out and having a big Friday night with a bunch of friends and drinks and partying, you stay inside and you spend the evening with your family or by yourself and just have a nice cozy night inside and maybe watch a movie and have
That's nice.
snacks,
Like,
or I don't
during
know,
the
play
winter.
board games or something. And this was a brand new word and concept to me when I first moved here, and I love it. I feel like for me personally, I always have a sense of FOMO if I don't go out, when in reality, most times I just want to stay inside and just enjoy a night at home instead. And so I feel like fredagsmys kind of makes it more acceptable to just stay in and enjoy the evening after a long week of working. And who knew that years before moving here, I think I was always doing fredagsmys.
You're always like doing this.
Well, that was my redemption list. It's always hard to narrow down 10 because there's so many more that could be in the list. But, I try to pick ones that are maybe a little less common, or something that I've noticed personally, that even if it's the smallest thing, like the little plastic pieces that you guys wrap around the bags of bread. Like, I swear, if you guys have ever tried to use one of these,
no, those suck.
then you'll understand
those are
much
terrible.
better it is to use the ones that you guys have here, where you just fold it.
It's flexible.
You just fold the plastic over and it's sealed. It's so much better.
I don't know if they have that in the US.
Undrar om det gått i skogen också. Marcus Noterius som är där och ska plocka bär. Funkar det?
They don't care, they're plucking berries.
Ja, det funkar väl hyfsat. Jag har 1, 2, 3, 8 blåbär har jag hittat hittills. Så går det för dig, Helena?
Ja, men hörru du, det är ungefär
What are they
likadant här.
saying?
Okej.
Must have been a joke. Okay, yeah, this was very. I think the thing that she like, it was funny. She's like, I get so much FOMO. He's like, yes, that's usually the case. Like, usually that happens, but it's crazy. It's just like it's more allowed. Like, you feel more. I don't know. It's like asking for permission. Like, you feel less stressed out about like the FOMO situation because like everyone's doing it. So because it's a thing there, it's like you feel less of like, oh no, less of a compromise of like, should I actually go out like on a Friday night if I don't really like, I'm tired. I don't really want to go outside. I don't really want, well, not outside. I don't really want to go and like party or, have drinks like at a bar. I just want to stay like a cozy Friday night. It's crazy to me that she's like, I need like permission. I allow myself to be like, it's okay. I can let it go because it's a thing here. So it's fine. Like, I have permission enough to be like, this is acceptable. It's more socially acceptable, which I think it's crazy. Like, and on the opposite, like, that's good for them, obviously. But I'm talking about like how crazy it is that you actually need to feel like I'm allowing myself permission, and it's more like socially acceptable to just like stay in on a Friday night. Because I think if I say like, I don't know, I want to stay in and with a book for something, or with a book, or I want to go, I don't know, I'm gonna watch a movie like in my house, in my living room, or we're gonna cook dinner with with my family. Like, people are gonna look at you like, what? No, what are you doing? Like, this is an insane concept. And you should always like, I'm like, you should go for like what makes you happy. So if it makes you happy to just like stay in, you shouldn't really feel embarrassed or some sort of like pressure to actually go out, because you don't want to go out. Like, it's gonna make me happy to just like stay in this Friday. I'm not gonna like, it shouldn't be seen as like this outrageous thing of like, what are you doing? Like, instead of going out in the world, or I don't know, or what are you doing? Like, you're staying with a book? Like, that's crazy. I think people should just do more things that make them happier in general. So I think it's crazy that I think it's more, I don't really know actually, if it's something about like, it's like coming from like you and your own brain that's telling you like, the social norm or the social expectation, it's for me to go out. Or it's a thing of like, actually people are going to judge me. But it's like, in reality, have people actually judged you because of it? Like, people said like, what are you doing? This is crazy. I don't think it is. Actually, I don't think people really care that much, because obviously people have their own crazy things going on in their lives. So it is like, trust me, no one's gonna care if they like, if you say, no, I'm not going out with you guys, like I'm staying in. it's okay, well, bye, see you later. Like, it's gonna be like, oh my god, like, no, again, so you shouldn't feel embarrassed or weird about like staying in on a Friday night. So it is kind of like, I don't know if it's coming from you, like your own like social norms that you think like there's like some social expectation for you to go out, or again, if it's like actual people judging you and telling you like, what are you doing? But again, it's like, I get what she means. Like, you get FOMO and just like, oh my god, like I wanna. What happens if they have like the best night ever and I just missed it because I was at home? But it's like, well, if you're enjoying your time at home, even if it's just like sleeping because I'm so tired, then, you know, it's fine. It's okay. Like, trust me, it's going to be okay. But it's funny to me that just like you need to allow yourself that you know, to let go of that. And thankfully, like, I have this social concept and this cultural thing in Sweden that allows me to do that. It's like, okay, that's crazy. As for like the actual artifacts, I think it's like the whole, she was like, oh, it's cool. It's like, yes, of course I can see it, like, it's cool. But in a way, I'm like, you can get those things somewhere else. I don't know, maybe Sweden invented them. Because I was saying like the plastic thing for the bread, I don't really know. I think they also sell those in the United States. I'm trying to think. I think they do. I'm pretty sure I've seen them. Like, they have, like, they're white and they're, like, rubbery. And yes, you know, it's flexible and you just, like, tie it in. And the actual, like, the broom and, you know, they also, all those things, like, they sell it in sets. Like, there are some things that I was a little bit like, oh, I don't think I've seen those. Like, the doors that lock, like, when you, like, apparently, you just, like, the handle, you kind of, like, turn it the other way around, and that makes it, like, it locks it. That's genius. And I think it was, like, the fridge scraper. I don't think I've seen those, or maybe if I haven't actually, you know, like, actually take into account, like, oh, that's for like scraping the fridge, the actual sink. I think that looks good. That looks cool. I don't know if I ever, like, actually seen those, because again, maybe I've seen them, but like out of context, I don't really know what it was. Like, what is this plasticky thing? It's like, well, it's for you to like do your thing in the actual sink. The dish, like the cloths that you use to like clean and wipe like the counters, I think, again, it's more like a cultural thing, because I think that in the United States, people do use more paper towels. And it's a thing about, like, a lot of people just use paper towels in general. But it's like, this is much better because, again, it's more environmentally like, friendly. And I think maybe, like, I was gonna say maybe it's more hygienic. Probably not, but I'm taking into account the fact that you should, like, you're spraying some cleaner on the countertop, and you're just not, like, grabbing like the cloth and that's it. And the clips for like sealing those bags, I also think I've seen them in the United States as well. They're very practical, and I think they're obviously like they're better, but I think maybe the difference is that their use is not like widespread, and you need to actually go out and like buy those things. But I think in Sweden it's gotta be like that. Maybe it's an IKEA thing. I don't know, like, because they're constantly like inventing things, so maybe they just like invented a lot of these like this little like cool artifacts. Because again, you know, it's a thing about like innovating, and again, it's like IKEA, and I don't know, maybe it doesn't have anything to do with it. But my mind goes, well, if they do IKEA and you sort of like assemble furniture, maybe it's more about like they have that mentality of making things practical for you. So we are going to invent, and we're gonna like the use, or maybe not invent, but maybe the use of this like practical things are going to be useful to you, and we're going to like we're going to encourage like for you to use them to make your life easier. So maybe that's just like the case. And as for the taxes, I wholeheartedly agree with her. Like, the taxes are a nightmare. I don't know if like she's like, oh, it's so easy in Sweden. I don't know if I would come to love them, but you know, I apparently yes, I would have to try like the Swedish system. And the coffee, yes. Now I want to go and I want to have some Swedish coffee so bad. It's, you know, for someone that really likes coffee and enjoys coffee, it's just, again, the black liquid, like the actual coffee bean that you actually like, you have mixed with water and you have coffee, not the actual sugary concoctions that you can like add on. No, just the actual coffee. I've never had Swedish coffee, and I didn't really know that they were like, apparently it was that, not even just like a big of a culture, like they're big into coffee. It just apparently they have like really good brands, and I've never heard of like the Swedish coffee being so good. And now I'm like, I get FOMO. Now I have so much FOMO because I want to have that Swedish coffee, and not just like the one that you have from like a coffee shop. Apparently it's the one that you make at home, because again, it's like probably cheaper. it tends to be like that. That's usually the case, like all over the world, that coffee is usually cheaper if you make it at home, even though it's a little bit more expensive, like per bag, it's going to be cheaper than actually getting a cup. But again, it's like nothing beats, and I agree, like I wholeheartedly agree. Yes, you know, the coffee that you make yourself, like if you have like really good coffee beans and you're grind them and you have like your coffee machine, like it's gonna be good. Like coffee's, it's great. But I have to say, there's like something very special about just like going to a coffee shop and someone else making your coffee. So it is. They're professionals. That's why we have baristas and people that are like very knowledgeable about coffee. So it is like, well, it's cheaper, but also like it suits it doesn't suit my soul. It doesn't suit my soul in like in the way that getting a cup of coffee from like a professional actually like does it. So I would love to know as well if like in Sweden, the actual like coffee experience, as in like at a coffee shop or like in another place, is gonna be similar. The coffee is gonna be good, I'm guessing, but it's gonna be better than the actual coffee that you can make at home. I don't know, but would love to know. And again, I have so much FOMO, and I have to like get my hands on an actual like bag of coffee, so I go Swedish coffee specifically, so I can make it and actually like compare and say, yes, you know what, Swedish coffee is great. But that was it for today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.